Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show that is dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So it's Thursday, and as I've said in the past, Thursday is the hardest day of the week for me. And so I've moved the two shows that normally would have been on Tuesdays before to replace the show that was on Thursday here and move that one to Saturday and started two new shows on the Tuesday. The main reason is to get the one on Thursday over to a day where I have time to actually do it without rushing it. So the show we're doing tonight is ranking the songs off an album. This is a bi-weekly show coming out every second week, alternates with album sides. And today's album that we've chosen, or I've chosen, is Supertramp's Crime of the Century. Yep, the one with a crowbar saloon going on the cover with two hands in a cosmic background. Kind of funny though that they all seem to be, I thought they were all wrapped in towels, but they may actually be togas here. Definitely a different type for an album. Anyway, Supertramp is one of those bands. To me, they don't really have a bad album. Now, I don't own any of the stuff that came out after Roger Hodgson, but not because I don't like it. There's two or three of them, and I like them all quite a bit. It's just they're not as easy to find as you might imagine. So I do have the first 7 studio albums, and I also have the Live in Paris CD, DVD play, live concert. So I have quite a bit of Supertramp. I do like them quite a bit. They were a band that I got into during Breakfast in America, went backwards to the older albums, and kind of didn't do much until recently when I was started to channel up and then started looking for the stuff I didn't have. But there was never a question that I was going to listen to them. I have always listened to them. I love their stuff. Their other two albums that come between this one and Breakfast in America, I also got probably a little bit late, but I fell in love with those as well. So anyways, tonight's album that we're doing for ranking of the album, or ranking of the songs off an album, is Crime of the Century by Supertramp. So it has 8 tracks on it. No really weak songs on this album. All of them are good. The bottom 2 maybe not as strong as the other ones, but they're definitely good songs. There's no bad ones here. So I'm going to give you them in the order, the reverse order of how I like them. So from 8 to 1 or worst to first or whatever you want to call it. That's the order you're going to get these. So the first one out of the gate here, and I will need my glasses because I want to make sure I say this one right. It's a song that I always get the name of wrong, but I won't get it this time. If everyone was listening. So to me, this is a good song, but probably the least favorite of mine on the album. It's the only one on the album that I don't really kind of hum along with or anything. I think it's a perfectly fine song. It's just not overly memorable, and so therefore I put it in the last spot for that. The next song up is one that I like quite a bit, but I've probably heard it too much, and that's part of the problem with it, and that's Asylum. So number 7 is Asylum. At one time, I think I probably would have put this top 4 on the album, but now, because I've heard it too much, I've put it down a little bit. The next one out is Rudy, number 6. This is a song that I never really loved, but I always kind of liked it. I liked it, but it just never really turned my crank, but it's definitely a good song, really solid. Going to come in number 6. The next 5 are all strong. The title track is number 5, Crime of the Century. I like this a lot. Such a good song, such a good title track. I love the vocals, fantastic. And even though it's in 5th place, it's by no means a bad track at all. The next song up is probably one of the most famous of all their songs. Became more famous when they played it live, and that's Dreamer. I do like this a lot. I think Roger Hodgson really just knows how to use his voice to create an atmosphere on this song. It's really a good pop rock song. Absolutely killer. I do like it a lot. It comes in at number 4. So the next 3 are all, to me, perfect songs in just about every aspect. Number 3 is Hide in Your Shell. This is a Roger Hodgson song as well. I always identified with this song as a young person. I've grown to love it. It's one of those quieter, maybe poppy, almost solemn songs that just really resonates with me in every way, shape, and form. Hide yourself away. Oh, sorry. Hide in your shell. Why hide yourself away? Hide in your shell. Number 2, this was probably the song that brought this album to me. It was the song that I liked almost right off the bat, and brought an interest to this album, enough so that I went and bought it pretty much as soon as I heard the song, and that's Bloody Well Right. It's very different from some of their other stuff. It's very British sounding, and I think Davy's voice is fantastic on this track. And then, of course, the number 1 song, which is the only one left, is maybe one of Supertramp's best songs. It's definitely a top 2 or 3 anyways, and that's School. School is absolutely killer. I love every aspect of this song. I never get tired of it. I never get bored of it. In fact, I'll probably play it after I'm done this video now that I've done this whole thing. So School is going to finish number 1. And I'll just reiterate them for those of you who like that kind of thing. So School is number 1. Bloody Well Right is number 2. And Hide Yourself Away is number 3, which is a coincidence that they all are first, second, and third on the album. Dreamers, number 4. Crime of the Century, the title track, number 5. Rudy, number 6. Asylum, number 7. And If Everyone Was Listening. I don't know why I always forget that last part. Always do. Anyways, it's number 8. So there you have it. Those are the rankings for the songs from Supertramp's Crime of the Century, one of the great, great rock albums. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please hit like and subscribe. That's really good for me. And if you want to comment, or if you want to put your list of how you would rank this album and why, that would be fantastic as well. I like to hear what other people's points of view on something are. Maybe they don't share my point of view on one particular track, or maybe they think that there's no way this track can be up there, it's got to be down here, or that track has to be up higher. Whatever you want to talk about, it's all discussion. Any discussion on this album helps the album and helps people and helps me. So don't forget to hit the notification bell, and we will see you next week when we are doing album sides. I haven't decided on what I'm going to choose yet, but I have some ideas of where I want to go. So I do hope to see you then, and take care and have yourself a good evening. Good night.